Hey guys, welcome to my channel. And I hope you're doing great and you're waiting for your Asistana result, which will be out super soon. And for those who are new to my channel, and in case you're wondering if Asistana program is for you or should you be considering it, is it going to be worth the time, the effort, and um, I think some of you would, if you're someone like me who are looking for a career break or something like that, or traveling in Europe on budget is on your list, whatever is your reason. If you're still in the second thoughts, if you're still in second thoughts about this program, this video will definitely help you. I'll tell you something. Now, this video is very personal because honestly, last year, that is, even after I had booked my tickets, I was in second thoughts like, is this, I like, what am I doing? Is this even worth the time and, the effort of packing the whole, my entire life and moving to France and, going through all the struggles and settling in a new place, or everything, right? You know what challenges moving to a new country brings along. So I was literally wondering if this thing is worth a shot, and here I am, exactly after 7 months making this video, and I will tell you how these just 7 months have changed my life 360 degrees. Like, not life in a very big way or in financial, as per the financial aspect, but or even in career, in terms of my career. No, but I'll talk about a few things that has drastically changed about me in just 7 months of spending time here. And honestly, uh, I personally realize why a lot of, Indian youngsters, when they go to any foreign country, be it Canada, Australia, or any European country, why they do not want to come back. I think the career growth or the financial thing is secondary. There's something there's something primordial to this, something beyond this, that people, I'm not sure if people are vocal about it, but in today's video I'll share all my ideas and personal opinions based on my personal experiences. I'm not generalizing anything, but I just felt like sharing this thing with anybody who would, who's thinking of this program. But then again, there are pros and cons to it, so maybe you're confused or something like that, and this video may help you. So, just as always, I have some pointers in front of me so that I don't forget, because you tend to get a bit nervous in front of the camera, and I did not want to miss out on any points. So let's get in the video. Also, guys, if my voice echoes, please excuse me for that, because I'm in my kitchen right now recording this video, and um, maybe my voice is echoing. I don't know. I usually test my videos, but yeah, I mean, it's fine as long as you can hear and understand what I'm trying to say. So, the first thing I want to tell you is, these 7 months of being in France, I think I know myself much, much better than I ever knew myself. Now, why do I say that? I just feel, when you're surrounded by your family, your friends, Indian culture, and there are so many things people, I mean, being an Indian, I'm sharing my experience of my life in India and here. So, just to give you a little background, I have been living with my family, and yes, just like any and every Indian youngster, I feel when you're surrounded by a set of closed ones, set of people, um, there will be judgments. We all know that. And there are so many things. I mean, we think when I was in India, I mean, I used to think about, I used to think before making any move, like how would people respond to that? I mean, what would my family say? What would my siblings say? What would my friends say? What would this person think? What would that person think? Should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I post this on my social accounts? Should I not? Um, will people think if I post this? Even in terms of my social media presence, I used to think all of that. And there are a lot of things, a lot of small, small things wherein Indians, in general, I personally feel, are way too judgmental. And when you are in that situation, when you're surrounded by this set of people, you tend to be a different person. You are afraid of being yourself, you're afraid of expressing yourself and doing things you really want to, things that really matter to you. Because maybe there are responsibilities, at least in my case, that is how the things were. And um, I think once you distance yourself from all of that, the Indian culture, your family, your friends, who you've spent like really long time with, and everything, like there's so much of buzz in metro cities in India, especially, that you're just confused, and along with so much of social media content you're consuming, you're learning about so many things. I think at one point there's this frustration, anxiety that kicks in. Um, at least for me, because I'm 27 right now, and I'm at a stage. I think that's the age where once you cross 25, it's the age where you change a lot. There are responsibilities. There are you know a lot of things that begin to kick in. Like, you've got to make tough decisions in your life. You've got to take stand for yourself. You've got to fight the society. You've got to just be yourself. And there's so much of buzz, basically. And I think at one point you need to distance yourself from all of that. So I mean, that's my personal opinion. Because um, ever since I came to France, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I really don't know. Because in my career I was doing great. Not great, but yeah, I was doing good enough back in India before I came for this program. I had my own things to do, but when I came to France, when I met people here, um, of course, people are welcoming and all of that, and that is a secondary thing. But you see, I've been living all alone in this entire apartment, and I go out. I mean, I've spent maximum time with myself, and I think this time has taught me a lot about who I really am, and it has given me so much more confidence that I could have never been in my life. I had never been this confident in my life. And so that, which is why I said, I know myself much better than I ever knew. Like, yeah, I mean, because in India, I mean, when you're surrounded by your loved ones, they try to impose certain things on you. They try to impose you being something else than what you really are. I don't know if that's too philosophical or it's too complicated to understand, but like, they try to impose certain things on you, which makes you also believe that you are not what you're thinking. Deep down, you're not. Somewhere, I think I was struggling to accept myself, and I was struggling to be more. I wouldn't say I was struggling to be confident. I was, but there were a lot of things wherein I had self doubts, and I would question a lot of things. So that's why I just feel I know myself much better now. And even if I go back to India, I know I don't have to listen to everybody or everything that people tell me. I am that confident that okay, I can, just listen to them, but uh, I just know that okay, I know what I am, and deep down, what I'm thinking is not wrong. So that's first thing. It's very important. It may be very deep, too deep for some people to understand, but that's the reality. Now, the second thing I'm going to discuss, I guess, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight pointers. So the second point is um, I'm more conscious as a person. I'm more polite and respectful in terms of my communication. Now, why I say that? Um, I'll tell you, इंडिया में क्या होता है ना, जैसे योर फैमिली मेम्बर्स या फ्रेंड्स कुछ भी बोल देते हैं, यू गेट ऑफेंडेड एंड देन यू नो यू गिव इट बैक, यू हैव अ कम बैक मच स्ट्रोंगर. तो आप भी कुछ बोल देते हो, एनीथिंग विदाउट इवन थिंकिंग व्हाट यू आर सेइंग. एंड मे बी समटाइम्स in anger, frustration, you tend to just say anything rubbish which may hurt the other person, and even you regret speaking those things. So तो इंडिया में ऐसा होता है कि यार कुछ भी बोल देते हैं सामने, एंड लोग भी हमें कुछ भी बोल देते हैं, आई वुडेंट डिनाई दैट. तो कैसा होता है ना, जब तुम कोई दूसरे कंट्री में होते हो, आई थिंक एटलीस्ट I've become more patient in the sense, um, in India, I would first want the other person to listen to me. I would interrupt a person when, that person is saying something just to prove my point right, or to, I would just interrupt, which is not a good thing, I think. When like, since I've come here, I've stopped doing that because I realize French people don't like that at all. I mean, French people really respect when the other person is talking, and they want to hear the person out completely before they put their thoughts across. So that is one thing. Another thing is, these people, even when they want to disagree with you, or they have difference of opinions, or if they're furious, if they are frustrated, angry about something, there's a certain way in which these people communicate. Now, and it's in a more respectful way. Like, I think there's this fine line between being rude and being a straightforward person. So um, that line I've understood after staying here. I used to feel I'm too muffat and I can say things, whatever I feel in whatever situations. But yeah, now when I speak something, I think, like, also because I'll tell you, the lycée students that I have students from all nationalities, including the ones India has disputes with, and including, those countries जिसकी इमेज काफ़ी अच्छी नहीं है इंडियंस के माइंड में. तो जब आप इतने ये सेट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन को फेस कर रहे होते हो ना, तो there's a certain sense of responsibility, because there are certain things you can't speak in front of them, and I have never been so thoughtful about what I speak. I used to be, that carefree nonsense person who would just speak anything shitty without even thinking where I am, who is around me, and should I say this, should I not say this? It may hurt somebody else's sentiments. So I think I'm more conscious and polite and respectful in that context. The third thing is, I mentioned this in the first point. I'm much, much more confident about who I am, what do I want to do, and you know, um, I think when you have a social media presence, there are a lot of things involved in that, and um, I think वो डिस्टेंस ना तुमको ये रियलाइज करवाता है कि तुम में कुछ कमी नहीं है, और एट द सेम टाइम तुम ये चीज़ को इम्प्रोवाइज कर सकते हो. You get my point? I'm not saying I've become somebody who's like I feel, oh yeah, I'm the perfect person. I don't need to change and this and that. No, there are a lot of things I I still need to work on. I still need to improvise about myself. But I'm confident. I'm not overconfident. I'm not disrespectful. Um, but yes, now I know when to draw boundaries and when not to listen to my closed ones and when to listen to myself and do things that I want, irrespective of what people say. So I'm confident in that context. Next is I'm much more responsible than I was 8 months ago or 7 months ago. Oh, I cannot, I cannot agree to this. No, I cannot disagree to this at all because I'll tell you, I've been the most irresponsible kid in the family and irresponsible to such an extent. I'll tell you, I've lost my phones for 4 consecutive years and फोन भी ऐसे ना चलते फिरते ऑटो में भूल गई तो कहीं पे कुछ चीज़ें रख के भूल गई जैसे इंडिया में इफ़ आई एम विजिटिंग अ हॉस्पिटल और अ डॉक्टर्स क्लिनिक and I'm giving that person, the receptionist, my bank card for making the payment. I will take the bank. I'll take the doctor's ka file. I'll take doctor's file and reports and all of that. I'll leave my card there and come. So I've had such bhulakkar situations. I've been very irresponsible, trust me. And I'll tell you, I was really scared. What if I lose my passport or what if I lose my phone in France? I mean, how am I going to deal with all of this? So that was another thing. But when you're in a new country, you know you're all alone. There's nobody to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself, your belongings, everything. यू नो आई मीन मैं तो सोचती ही नहीं थी कि इफ आई लूज समथिंग हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू get that thing or how am I going to get access to this or that because I knew Mumbai in and out. So I was like even if I lose my phone I know घर कैसे जाना है but यहाँ पे it's like if I lose my phone, if I lose my charger, if I forget my charger in the hostel or if I forget anything anywhere I will be stuck and fucked for life because everything I have to navigate. So my life depends on that. And another thing is passport, of course, उसके बिना तो तुम कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते. So I think when you have those massive documents and अरे यार फोन चार्जर का अडेप्टर भी ये सब चीज़ें ना तो बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फील होती है तो I think thanks to these things, I've actually become more responsible than I ever was. Next, because I'll tell you, Paris में भी ना पिक पॉकेट्स बहुत होते हैं लिटरली ऐसे ट्रेन स्टेशन पे जो मेजर स्टेशन होते हैं जहाँ पे मेट्रो योर इंटर जोन्स ट्रेन्स कनेक्शंस होते हैं जैसे शैटले स्टेशन हो गया गार्ड्यू नॉर्थ हो गया तो यहाँ पे ना जहाँ पे पिक पॉकेट सबसे ज़्यादा होता है वहाँ पे लिटरली प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे अनाउंसमेंट्स होती है ट्रेन्स के अंदर अनाउंसमेंट्स होती है स्टेशन आने से पहले दैट पे अटेंशन देयर मे बी पिक पॉकेट्स अराउंड and yeah I mean I had heard so much that I had to actually take care of my things and phone तो ऐसे हाथ में ही रहता था of course you have your bank cards you have your forex card you have your french bank card you have the लीसे का जो गेट होता है ना गेट एक्सेस भी कार्ड से होता है तो तुम्हारे पास वो भी है तो अगर वेकेशंस के टाइम पे अगर तुम ये सब लेके घूम रहे हो और अगर तुम वॉलेट घुमा देते हो तो यू आर ब्लॉक्ड वेकेशंस के टाइम पे यू कांट एंटर द लीसे बिल्डिंग विदाउट स्कैनिंग द कार्ड so you will be fucked royally if this thing if you forget any of these things charger ka like phone charger ka adapter I had lost in one hostel luckily I had a friend with me so I could charge my phone otherwise what would I do I had no other option apart from buying a new one, like spending maybe 50, maybe 20-25 euros and buying that, you know. So every small thing makes a huge difference. And so I've become more responsible these thanks to these 7 months. Another thing, my perspective has changed 360 degrees. I'll tell you in what ways. In every way. Because when you're exposed to a new culture, when you're exposed to a new country and a new set of people and the way they live, the way they think, their perspective towards life, their uh, lifestyle in general, you you feel so much more. I'm not supporting the Western lifestyle, or I'm not promoting anything, or trying to say I'm not trying to degrade Indian way of life. But here what I'm trying to say is कितना judgments होता है इंडिया में. um, People make comments, you can't do things the way you want. Here people just don't give a fuck to anything. Like, do whatever you want, and in fact people encourage you to do what you want. You literally, like, my perspective changed in a way that um, I mean, the way I look at life now is so much different. Like, I realize how restrictive my way of thinking has been in India. I mean, there was just, that there was just this one way I would look at life. Now I have different perspective towards things. Like, literally. And there were situations where I felt, nay, this is how it is and all. But after I've come here, it's all gone. Like, I tell you, I've been a person who never I'm too Indian, I'll tell you, okay, at heart. So uh, I've always been that person कि नहीं, रहना तो इंडिया में ही है. ठीक है, I'll go for Asistana, I'll do it, it's just a matter of 7 months, then I'll come back. And I want to always stay here. And I never gave Canada a thought, or any other country a thought, immigration and all, never. So I had that strong feeling of being in India because I had my roots there. I was so much interested. I'm so much into yoga and all of that. So uh, but after coming here, I feel like at least for some time, I want to stay back. I'm just not satisfied with this experience. Like, satisfied in the sense it's gone too fast. These 7 months have gone too fast. Now when I look back, I feel, oh ये January के बाद तो period is like, it feels like 10 days back it was January, and now we are in the month of April. Yeah. So, that anxiety hits in, and all of that. So I just feel I want to stay back. I want to stay for a little longer. At least for a few years, I want to stay, and then maybe I can go back. So that is one thing. So my perspective towards life, towards myself, towards people, everything has changed. Like, I mean, I've seen one thing. Here, people are respectful towards every person and people belonging to all walks of life. Like, whether it's your housekeeping, it's the person who is into housekeeping team, who cleans the lycée or anything. People, when they pass by, they say bonjour to them as well. Bonsoir, bonjourne, um, bonsoir, whatever. So people are very respectful when it comes to all of that. I think India may be here, but it's very different. I don't know how to explain that. Next, I've become a good listener, like I just explained. I won't elaborate more on this because I think I've spoken quite a lot on this. So yeah, I'm a good listener now. I no longer judge others and myself. Okay. So, like I told you earlier, it used to be like, but now I just listen to people, like what they would have done in the past, or whenever they're talking about something, I listen to them with nothing attached in my mind, like nothing. I never try to, characterize them by what they are saying or by a particular experience or things like that. So I don't judge them. At the same time, I've stopped judging myself also for the mistakes I would have made in the I have made in the past. And the things I did, the decisions I made, the decisions I could not make, and etc etc. There are so many things. So my perspective towards life has changed, my perspective towards myself has changed, my perspective overall has changed. So yeah. And the next thing is, I am much more proud of being an Indian after I've come to France. Literally. Like, see, as an assistant, when you are in France, you represent your entire country. Okay. So I think that sense of responsibility comes to you when, in just a couple of classes that you attend. And when you're in a new country, you learn more about your own country. Like, at least in my case, that is what has happened. Like, after I came to France, and when there were lessons to give on, when there was time to talk on different things about life in India, or overall India's relationship with foreign countries, contribution to India's global contribution, and XYZ, whatever. When you talk about all of that, it I think this thing has given me a very different sense of my identity being an Indian. So and like, I'm so proud of it. I cannot tell you. Of course, I mean, now that I have, accustomed myself to the French way of living, I realize there are certain things which are really way better in India than it is here. So there are pros and cons of everything, and the things that really matter, they're really, I mean, there are so many things which are much more, much better in India. So I'm proud of that. Next, I've learned to draw boundaries. Like, I've learned to, understand when I have to listen to my near and dear ones, when I don't have to listen to them. So that is what confidence to me is. Like, the confidence of making your decision based on your perspective, your way of thinking, your experience, everything, and not as per what people around you are saying. So that is one big thing that I've learned. And the last thing is, my mental health improved drastically. I cannot emphasize more on this, seriously, in every way. Because if you come from a conservative family or a traditional family, you would understand, you would relate to what I'm saying. I don't want to talk much more on this thing, but since it's too personal, but believe me, I mean, this thing has given me peace. Uh, Distance, yes. I do miss my people back in India, but uh, given a choice, I prefer my mental peace over everything else. Like, if there's anything, literally anything that costs me my mental health, I don't want it, you know. So my mental health has improved. I cannot emphasize. And sometimes I even feel like, I should maybe write a book on this thing. Like, I'm sure there are so many Indian girls like me out there who are afraid, not afraid, but who don't want to be vocal about things, certain things, um, about their lives, but out of that respect, or the fear, or the lack of energy, or it's XYZ. It could be anything. But I really feel like, since I have so much of time, I should write a book, seriously. I don't know. Maybe I will write it. Maybe I won't. Let's see. So that's all for today's video, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you like my video, do not forget to let me know, because that is what motivates me to create more such content. Thank you so much for hearing me out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.